Welcome back to Pinoy Lakas. Look at this cat creation. Oh my God.
Purple bougainvillea.
I wasn't able to. The epithelium is just getting crazy over here. So beautiful. That's video, eh?
That was video.
Good. We give it, we can give. Oh my God, look, eh?
We'll take a look at some native
Look.
plants, but this is
Take a picture, take a picture of that. Oh, wow.
But we'll take a look at some native plants.
You think you can take a picture with me and it will, can you take a picture and then it will show the background, eh?
No, you're a shadow in here.
Oh my God.
50 miles south of Chicago.
Oh,
A
so,
little town called Monticello. This is their second home.
oh, wow. Look at the
When
water.
it started getting cold at Monticello, they'd come here for the winter. In 1876, Queen Emma leased out the whole valley to a family from Scotland, McBrides. They were cattle ranchers. And one of the sons, Alexander McBride, was given the lower 83 acres.
Look at that, huh?
And then many years later, in 1935, when Alexander McBride died, this 83 acres went for sale for $50,000.
Wow.
And Robert and John happened to visit Oahu, and Robert Arthur's old childhood friend there, Louise Dillingham, advised them to come over to KAUAI and take a look at the property. John Gregg said the day they saw the property, they were dumbstruck. And within a month, they purchased the 83 acres for $50,000 and began creating their second grape garden. Their first grape garden was at Monticello in Illinois. Along here, you see a lot of cacti along here. This part of the island is in the rain shadow of Mount Waialeale. So usually low rainfall. This cacti was introduced from the nearby plantation gardens when that garden was called Moyer Cactus Garden.
That's scary. It might fall down there.
These are all introduced.
Did you see it? It's so close.
We're approaching Queen Emma's old trail. It's coming up here at this railing. Right there, the railing is Queen Emma's old trail. It runs along the ledge along the cliff
That's
face.
scary.
It's all allergy garden. And we'll be exploring the main gardens of Allerton Garden. We're approaching Harry's Valley. Harry had a rice mill in this valley. Old photographs from 1906 show no
Take a
trees
picture,
in the
Nick.
valley, just a few shrubs, and there are ponds all along the stream.
This
They're
is
bright
so
lights.
amazing.
So when Asians came here to work with sugarcane,
We're actually on top, and then that's going down there.
We're crossing on what
Okay,
used to be
see?
an old wooden railroad trestle. And we'll be exploring that area down below. We're going to squeeze between two Chinese banyan trees. This is a tight fit here. Help our driver David, he'll come out here, suck it in.
Wow. Look at that.
How do you spell that?
B-A-N-Y-O-N.
They're banyan tree roots.
B-A-N-Y-O-N.
Banyan.
Banyan.
Okay.
This was blasted through around 1900 from the McBride
Brick.
sugarcane railroad track. There's a large banyan overhead. It's got long red roots. It's the national tree of India, Ficus bengalensis. They grow to be the biggest banyans in the world. There's one of them 100 miles north of Bangalore, a massive tree that covers 5 acres.
Wow.
In 1964, when Robert Arthur was 91 years old,
at the
Illinois.
dam fault.
And young Senator Illinois wrote
Wow.
his first legislation
Oh.
creating a charter for what is now the private nonprofit
Okay, we're on the
National
top,
Tropical Botanic
and that's
Garden.
going down there.
The charter was signed
Oh,
by
wow.
President Lyndon Johnson, and Robert Archer donated $1 million towards the first purchase of property. The first purchase was 6 years later in 1970. They purchased a 171 acres up valley from Archer Garden. It's called McBride. And once we cross this little bridge up here, we'll be in McBride. McBride Garden is a garden of science. Steve Croman, who was a long-time field botanist here, in his long career, he discovered and named 50 species of plants new to science. And he retired about 2 years ago, but he still comes to the gardens. He works with his old
Look how beautiful.
buddies, field botanists. They spend a lot of time up on the mountaintops collecting seeds of rare plants. Hawaii is endangered species capital of the United States, more endangered plants and animals than any other state. And many of the seeds that are collected, most of the seeds that
We're
are
going
collected
down, guys.
are grown in this greenhouse coming up. We're approaching the Conservation and Horticultural Center. And that's here on your right. There's a lot of rare plants being grown in the greenhouse. And the resulting plants are planted in restoration areas. Lots of very rare endangered species in there. Now we're heading down valley towards Allerton Garden.
Can I cut this video soon?
These big trees over
To
here,
make room.
Monkey